Good morning, beloved. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is that you watch the broadcast. Hello, 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 hello. Yes, we are 1 hour late because I didn't set my clock because I don't usually have to. I usually can wake up just, my body wakes me up. But today it did not. So it is what it is. And here we are. The show must go on. We're going to do it anyway. So, so for those of you who will be live, yes, 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 let's do it. Let's make it happen. For those of you who will hashtag it and replay it, I can appreciate that. For those of you who will be on and I don't know you on, and I might not never know you on, and for those who will be used by Papa at some point down the road, let's make it do what it do. Let's make it do what it do. Good morning, Devira L. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, we all week have been talking about this notion of you being an answer, of us being an answer. We are answers. We really are. We are an answer to um to somebody's question, to somebody's need, to somebody's ponder, wonder, to somebody's next. We are an answer, we are a bridge, we are a conduit, we are a solution. We are all of those things to somebody. Not everybody, but somebody. But the thing is, sometimes we don't think what we have is sufficient. We think we need more. We think we need to add more, to do more, to be more, to all those kinds of things of more. The truth of the matter is, for some people, we are already the answer. For some people, we are already sufficient. Well, we are already sufficient no matter what. But what I mean is, as it relates to being what it is that they need in their life, as it relates to being what they need as a solution right now on the path that they are. Sometimes they just need the words that we have. Sometimes they just need the insights that we have. Sometimes they just need the understanding that we have. Sometimes they just need the process, the path, all those kinds of things that we have. Sometimes they just need where we are to bridge where they are and to where they're going. And so, but if we're second guessing about ourselves and we don't say what we know to say, we don't provide what we know to provide, we don't show up in the way, in the very authentic way that we can show up, well, then, beloved, we then don't have the provision for them that we could have, right? Then we don't have the provision for them that we could have. So be the answer that you already are. Be the answer. You're already the answer. You're already somebody, some situation's answer. Just be that answer, right? That's our task, right? That is how we can bless somebody. Not to pretend to be different, not to act like we know what we don't know, that we've experienced what we haven't experienced, that we've gone where we haven't gone, not to do any of those things, but to um but to um but to just be us, to just be who we are, to just be how we are, to just do what we do, to just show up with our own self, with our own goods, with our own knowledge, with our own insight, with our own experiences. Your experience and the knowledge that you gained is a gift to somebody. Your experience, the knowledge you gain, the way that you show up, your being is a gift to somebody. And so I invite you, beloved, to settle in to being you, to settle in to doing you, to settle in to in appreciation of who you are and how you are. And as you do that, as you settle in, beloved, then you more naturally will show up as yourself, right? You will more naturally show up as yourself. and with your gifts and playing with the light. And when you do that, right, then people benefit. People benefit and you benefit. You benefit because you are, okay, I'm going to leave it alone. Because you are doing you, right? We benefit from just doing ourselves, from being who we are, from being how we are, from showing up as our true, authentic selves. Because the more we do it, the easier it gets, right? And you never know if we're forever wearing a mask, forever pretending, forever morphing, we don't ever really get to see the responses to our true lived self. Do you hear that? We don't ever really get to see people's responses to our truly lived self if we find ourselves morphing all the time. Love being organic and authentic, and I am the answer for some and not for others, and I am okay with this. I am okay with me. Amen. Amen, Devera L. Yes, 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 and yes. Yes, yes, yes. And that is being able to live life in freedom, in absolute liberty, being able to live life from these places of sheer joy, because we're no longer doing all of this chameleon-like behavior and morphing and becoming and all of those kinds of things, because we're trying to get people to like us. We're trying to feel okay. We're trying to fit in. We're trying to feel like we are enough. When we lay that down and we know that we are more than enough, right? When we lay that down and we know that we are beyond sufficient, when we lay that down, beloved, and we accept that we are gifts, then we can just be about the business of serving humanity with the gift that we are, right? Then we can just be about the business of serving humanity with the gift that we are. And not only are we able to serve them, but then we're positioned to receive their gift, right? Then we're positioned to receive the gift that they are as well. And so this idea of be the answer that you are, first of all, you are already the answer. The thing of it is that we often don't serve because we don't believe we're the answer. We'll wait. We'll keep trying to amass. I know I've been there. I know I'd have been there, right? I don't have the luxury of masking anymore. Too costly for all of us. For all of us, don't have the luxury of holding back, of pretending, of masking, of all of those kinds of things at all. Not at all. And so it is paramount that we are okay with who we are so that we can show, offer, provide, extend our gifts and not go wait somewhere. I'll be ready when. You ready right now. You are ready right now for somebody. You are. Well, as soon as I finish, nope. Nope, that's the ego, that's procrastination, that's fear, all those kinds of things that's stopping us from showing up as our authentic self. So be the answer that you already are. Show up as the answer that you already are, right? Don't wait, beloved. Don't wait, because the waiting, as the Vera said, and she said the masking and luxury of is too costly. Waiting is too costly. Pretending like we aren't who we are and pretending that we are someone else is too costly. It costs us too much. Let me tell you what it costs us. It costs us belief in ourselves. It costs us confidence in ourselves. It costs us so it costs them because they don't get the service that they could have gotten from us. But it costs us because now we start second guessing and questioning and wondering and all of those kinds of things. So our confidence, our belief, our esteem, right? Our self-worth it takes a toll. And every time we shrink back, our confidence takes a hit. So we want to boldly step on our path. We want to boldly step in our direction. We want to boldly step and do the thing that is ours to do. We want to boldly go. Here is Star Trek saying places that no man has gone before, right? For real though, no one has done it like you've done it. No one can do it the way that you do it. And when we get that idea, that principle in mind, when I tell you, can't nobody do it like you do it. Nobody. So just do it. Just do you. Just do what you want to do. Just do what works for you. Just show up as your true self. Just be who you've been called to be, right? Show up the way you want to show up. So if you just do that, if you just show up as your true self, beloved, then you will continue to be the best, the truest, the fullest, the highest version of yourself. The best, the truest, the fullest, and highest version of yourself. So, and that's the only thing that Papa is asking for us. That's the only thing that Papa requires of us. It's the only thing that Papa desires for us, is for us to be us, nothing more and nothing less. So I invite us, beloved, to do exactly that. To don't hesitate to say what it is for us to say, to offer what it is for us to offer, to be the version of ourselves that is our true version, and to not show up in a particular way because a particular person, a particular situation, a particular group will be there. But to check yourself and to know, now I'm not talking about, there are certain situations that certain ways of being are appropriate, right? Certain situations. If we're in a very business, very, how do I want to say it? Just the kind of business like situation where I'm not really a joke cracker anyway, but if you are, well, you're not cracking jokes in a business meeting, right? Not typically. So you know what I mean? There's certain decorum for certain situations. You still be you in that situation, right? You still be you. There's a way that I'm with my family, with very close friends, that I'm not necessarily with strangers. We've got to know that. That's just wisdom. However, I'm not pretending in any setting. Each setting gets my authentic way of being for that setting. For that setting. There's some settings that I go into and I don't open my mouth. I am very, very quiet. And I've made that decision to do that intentionally because I think it's the most appropriate thing for the setting. I think it's the most appropriate thing. So I will be quiet. I will not open my mouth. I will not say anything to anybody about anything because it isn't the right thing for me to do. Right? And so you got to know what is yours, what's yours to do, and do that, beloved. Right? You got to know what that is, because if you don't, you will find yourself in a challenging situation with your own self. You'll be challenged with your own self because when we fail to show up as ourselves, our self knows it. When we fail to be our authentic self knows that. And our authentic self doesn't like it, right? Because it comes at cost. It comes at cost when we show up as somebody other than our own self. So, beloved, I invite us to check where we are, to check how we're showing up, to check how we do whatever it is that we're doing. and to be okay with the version of ourselves that is our true lived self, and make a decision. No longer will we settle for pretending, masking, hiding our gifts under a bushel, playing small, anything like that, right? No longer will we settle for that. When we understand that we truly are the answer, that we can just go about the business of being the answer that we are. I'm not saying that we're everybody's answer, but I am saying that we are certainly an answer for some folk. Exactly. Each setting is different, and I do respect the decorum, but in no way is it masking. I am still honoring me. Absolutely. Absolutely, Devera. Absolutely. And so we've got to know, I mean, that's wisdom. That is wisdom. But in each setting, if I'm asked the same question in each setting, they're going to get the same answer. Now, they might get it with a little bit more animation, a little bit more energy, a little less, or whatever, but they're going to get the same answer, right? The core of the answer, I might use different wording. I might have different energy that comes with the answer, but they're going to get the same answer unless I've gotten information or grown. But if the answer is still the answer, I'm not going to change the answer because I'm in a different situation. And so that's the thing. It costs us way too much, beloved, to be somebody else because somebody else is in the room, right? It costs us way too much to be somebody else because somebody else is in the room. We have to be who we are, because who we are is the answer already. Thank you, Devera L. Because who we are is the answer. And as we show up with that answer, some people are blessed. And think about this. If you decide to pretend that you're somebody else, and a whole bunch of folk, or just one folk, it don't matter how many, are sitting there needing you to be you, they miss out on your answer because you've pretended to be somebody else because of fear. Let me just say, always that's a fear. That's a fear move. That's a fear-based move. I just need you to know that. That is a fear-based move. Whenever we decide to not be ourselves because somebody else is in the room, we think something is at stake, or we think if I pretend like this, then it'll be better for me. That's a fear-based move. And we miss out. We miss out on growth, development. We miss out on opportunities that could have become ours if we had just shown up as ourselves. All those kinds of things. I get it. Sometimes we're afraid. Sometimes we feel like we don't have the goods. But the truth of the matter is, you're already an answer. We are already answers, just as we are, how we are, who we are, with what we have. We are. And so let that be enough and just show up. And what scripture says, and our gifts will make room for us. Our gifts have already made room for us. Our gifts make room for us. So I invite you to that, beloved. I invite you to know that your gift has already made room. So go on and walk up in that room. Sit at the seat that is in the seat that is yours. Be the version of you that only you can be. I love you. I appreciate you. I value you. And did you know that at the moment Abba gave us his breath, me and you, we forfeited, we relinquished, we gave up the right to not be amazing. For those of you who are just tuning in or who are watching this later, this is coming on 1 hour later because I typically don't set my clock because I never oversleep. Rarely. This is one of those rare moments that I did. So we came on 1 hour late. Also, I want to remind us that tomorrow, well, I'm not even sure how we will be live tomorrow. I need to check that out today and let you all know because the last 2 weeks have been a little something. So we'll check that out. Be sure to join the More Love Please movement. Join the movement because we are doing some things. We are adding more love into the world. And that is a blessing beyond measure. And Self-Love Queens Adventure, the Self-Love Queens Adventure, we do have some spaces available. I think we have about 8 spaces available. I think we still have about 8 spaces available. And so if you know somebody who could benefit from being with women who are there to love on each other, to build sisterhood, to have fun, to learn and grow and develop in their own self-love, that's the place for them to be. And I will put the link in the chat for that right now. Where we at? Here we go. And send them to the link and see if that's something that will work for them. The Self-Love Queens Adventure. Oh, where I lost y'all. Here we go. And there we go. All right, beloved, I love you, and I will talk with you soon. I will talk with you soon. And did I say at the moment Abba gave us our breath, you and I forfeited, relinquished, we gave up the right to not be amazing. We just don't have the right to not be amazing. All right, bye-bye for now.